But yeah, I'm excited. I know Marvel's been getting a lot of shit lately, and especially this week with Secret Empire 0. Of course, they said that Steve was originally Hydra, and then the Allies used a cosmic cube to rewrite his reality to make him their Captain America.
He was
People were
evil
freaking
from the
out.
beginning. I see, and this is the thing. So when they announced whenever Captain America Steve Rogers #1 came out last year, and at the end of it he says, "Hell, Hydra." People lost their shit. And they're like, "Oh, he's been Hydra this whole time. He's been a Nazi since he was a kid." Blah blah blah. And they yelled. Then they were like, "Well, read the story," and you realize that his reality's been redone. So no, it's not his fault. He's not been a Nazi this whole time. And now this comes out and like, well, he was originally. Then the Allies fixed him, so he was originally a Nazi, and now he's just back to what he originally was.
Not a Nazi.
But it's like, no, I know. But it's like you're doing the same thing with an issue 0. Odds are he's being lied to, and Zemo is just telling him, "Oh, by the way, this is how you're supposed to be," and the Allies fucked with your mind. You're supposed to be evil. I think that's just them messing with him to keep him on their side.
Or they really did use a cosmic cube, not the Allies, but Hydra used a cosmic cube to rewrite reality to fit that story that they're telling.
Is that they've rewritten his entire history with a godlike cube. So
everything's on the table.
Yeah, nothing is real. It's all a ruse. I don't know if people are freaking out.
And I was initially very excited to read.
Don't read comics.
It's exactly what it is. Because if the people that actually read this book cared that much and were bitching that much about it, then why did this sudden hating on Spencer and the whole team go silent for the last 8 months? Because they haven't been reading it since issue 1. They don't care until there's a big new event, then the news story can feed through the fucking Tumblr feed, and they can get the news secondhand from some source that's fucking bleeding cool, and they get mad at everybody and yell at them to fire everyone.
Yeah, it's the
fuck those people that want Nick Spencer fired. Fuck them.
Yeah,
it's stupid.
It's the fan, not fans. It's the movie fans who are like, "Oh, I'm a nerd. I like comics," and then they don't read comics.
Okay,
and they want to get mad about something.
Would you go to Walmart or no? It's Walmart.
I was at Walmart today.
Would you go anywhere to somebody's places of work, and let's say they are doing their job? So I'm at Walmart, and I am putting the produce on the shelf. I'm putting the vegetables there. I'm putting the oranges on the other side. I'm doing everything right? Someone comes to me and says, "I don't think those oranges should be stacked that way." Fire that man. That's what they're doing to Nick Spencer. It's stupid. Yeah. They're saying, "I don't like the way that you do your job that your bosses are fine with you doing. But because I'm a fan and I read your book, that's my book. Don't tell your story. Fuck you. That's stupid."
The thing that angers me...
That's the dumbest thing in the world.
And you know what? Everyone's always going to have their hashtag, fire Nick Spencer, fire Dan Slott. The thing that bothers me, and I was showing you this earlier, Seth, is like he's still getting death threats.
It's fucking ridiculous. It's a fucking comic book.
And that pisses me off to no end.
It's stupid. He was hired on a pitch that he wrote, and Marvel said, "That sounds fun." In my mind, it sounds like a really fun story. Yeah. What would it be like if Cap was evil and he takes over the world? That's kind of cool. I'll read that story because it's not going to be that way in 4 months.
Yeah, it's like
just fucking wait. If you hate it, don't read it. Yeah. But don't get on the Twitter sort of hashtag try to ruin this guy's entire life and fill his inbox with hate mail and death threats. You're immature. Stop doing that. If you're listening and you do that, stop doing it.
Yeah, I like the Red Sun. Is fun. I know that's like a one shot. Like it's not a part of the universe.
Well,
but
and that's the thing is that people get mad when it's part of the main universe, but they don't get mad if it's that's out of continuity. I can ignore that. Well, it still exists. Therefore, it's still part of the history of the character.
Yeah, I think it's neat. I would like to see a book where, like an Elseworld book where he fought for the Nazis. That'd be kind of cool.
Ooh, Rick Remender's Secret Wars tie-in. The his Hell Hydra book. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, that kind of stuff's fun. It's comic books. People give it death threats. Like, death threats are never anything you should take lightly. I understand. Like, that's something you should always take seriously. But it's coming from guys behind a computer who have lived in a basement for the past 40 years.
They're just mad because... And the thing about it is, like, I know...
Or fanboys on Facebook.
Right, and
Tumblr.
I have a good feeling that all these threats and this whole hashtag shit was started by probably fans that have been in the fan base for many, many years. They should know better that this is not the way it's going to be forever.
Yeah.
If you don't like the story, don't buy the book.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Yelling on Twitter and yelling at Marvel, that doesn't do anything. Because if you're still buying the book and the book still is selling well, they're not going to change anything.
Yeah,
Marvel
So
obviously
if you don't
gets
like
the
it,
message.
then boycott
we're
the
seeing
book.
with them dropping tons of books right now that nobody's fucking reading.
Just don't buy it.
Marvel's not laughing at you like we're going to publish the book anyway. They're a business. If it's not making money, they're going to drop the book, but it's making money. So yelling at Nick Spencer is doing no good. It's like, my book's still selling.
And I would
people are
guarantee
buying
you
it.
that 75% of the people that are out there saying that like Nick Spencer should be fired and they're giving him like death threats, I guarantee you that at least 75% of them are either buying the book or at least reading it.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta
It's
say,
ridiculous.
personally, I feel like Nick Spencer's Cap story kind of lost a lot of steam like a couple issues in. But I'm still going to defend the man because he doesn't deserve this shit.
And I don't think that he can say this because I think that with Marvel, when you work for a company like this, you can't just. I'm sure he would love to go on Twitter and yell at all these death threats.
John
I'm
and
sure
Hobo
he would-
piss, if you will.
I'm sure he would love to do it, but he can't. So for him, I'm going to say, fuck you if you're doing that because it's stupid. It's dumb. It's childish. It's immature, and you're ruining comics. Those are the people that are ruining books. Are not people that have these. Marvel's not ruining comics with their events. DC's not doing it with their relaunches. It's not Image with whatever they're doing or Boom Studios. It's the fans that just won't shut up and grow up.
And
if you don't like it, don't buy it.
And we'll find something out of context.
That's
pick it
the
apart.
best part about it is that they'll find one panel online and bitch about that panel. It's like, well, did you read the other 27 pages of the book?
Do you know anything about what's going on? No.
No, because you saw in your Tumblr feed that somebody was mad about this.
People are
news.
freaking out because Magneto's on a variant cover because they're doing villain variants, and they're like, "Well, he's a Holocaust survivor now. He's a Hydra member." No, it's a
fucking
villain.
It's a villain variant month. Magneto is typically a bad guy. If he's a good guy now, that's happened before. He's always going to be a bad guy. Magneto's a bastard. I don't care what he survived. Magneto's a prick, and I accept that. He's a Marvel villain. Therefore, for Villains Month, he gets put on a variant. Not the main cover, not the inside story, a variant. That usually... So, they've been doing the X-Men variants. I found a Deadpool issue that had Angel on it. Does that mean that like Angel is in Deadpool? No! No, it doesn't mean that. It's a variant cover. Sorry. This has been sitting in my head for months. I just wanted to yell at people.
No, it's just context.
But nonsense.
Context matters, but that's not how clickbait media.
I'm glad you said that because Bleeding Cool is leading the spearhead on this. Rich Johnson
Fuck Bleeding
is a
Cool.
piece of shit.
Fuck Bleeding Cool.
Number one, his articles are not proofread.
No, they're not.
That bothers the shit out of me.
He writes them on his fucking phone.
Number two, he was poking. So Marvel for Hydra Nation, they want shops to dress up as Hydra and send them shirts, flyers, all this cool stuff. And
Marvel's going all out for their quote unquote last big event for the next 19 months.
And and Rich Johnson, and he's publishing an article. This should be news. This should be objective news, saying, "Hey, this is what's happening." And yet, in the article, he takes the time to point out, and because they're going to comic shops, they're only in larges and XLs, insinuating that all comic shop employees are fat. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Rich Johnson?
Like that might be an okay joke to say to your close friends, not to the world.
Yeah.
Not to the world.
Yeah,
Bleeding Cool's only existence is to spoil comics before they're out and to piss off everyone. That's all they want. That's all they want.
Yeah,
That's all they want to do.
that's unfortunately for the internet, it's a solid business.
They are TMZ with comics.
Yeah,
That's all they are. And you know what the fucked up part is? Bleeding Cool used to be an actual site where you go for even Rich Johnson used to be an actual journalist. The past 8 years, I don't know what happened.
They found
I don't know what happened.
He
clickbait
made
works.
he made a ton of money on clickbait.
Yeah.
I mean,
Must have.
I hate clickbait sites. I hate them, but people keep clicking on them, and the guys make money.
Yeah.
It's
So
Stupid.
cheap money, but they're making it.
let's go off of.
I want to be a positive thinker now because that was negative.
Let's talk about a book that I'm
sorry for getting
ashamed to
very
say
negative.
that I want to buy.
Was that all the big news?
DC Dark Matter, Marvel Legacy, Generations is going to be August through September now instead of July.
It's not a mini. It's gonna be
maxi?
It's gonna be 10 issues across 8 weeks, but each issue is a one shot of an old hero pairing up with a new hero, with a different team on that one shot. So that's kind of cool. It's more of like a banner event than an actual event.
It reminds me a bit of Multiversity, except they're not.
bit, yeah.
I don't think they're going to tie in.
No, I don't. Well, I think they're tying in thematically, but they're not going to be tying in directly. But it is a lot like
Yeah.
Oh, but
like that.
I'm just sticking to the X-Men side of the Marvel Universe for now.
I picked up. I went to the comic store today and bought like the past 7 issues of Captain America and Secret Empire Zero. I'm going to read it. And I know I bitch about Marvel and their events all the time, mainly because they're all terrible. But Secret Empire has a lot of promise. I think.
I am going to read the Secret Empire. I think I'm excited for it.
Lucas and I were on my porch the other night, and we were talking about stuff, and we were talking about Secret Empire and what we want out of it. And the longer I thought about the idea of Captain America ruling America under the banner of Hydra, that sounds just fun to me. So I'm going to read the shit out of it.
So okay,
Is that the sales pitch for Secret Empire?
Yeah, is that Hydra wins?
Because I haven't been paying any attention about Secret Empire.
Is that Hydra wins and takes over the world in the U.S., but they're being led by Captain America.
so let's.
So I'll read that. It's kinda cool.
Before we talk about the
28
book that I'm
issues.
ashamed to read, Seth and I were talking about Hydra and how we want this event to end. Do you guys think, because I've already called it, I feel that it's going to end with Cap dying. I don't think Miles will necessarily kill him, but we'll get that panel from Civil War 2 where he's holding Cap and he's dead.
Yeah, I think that's
Do
what
you think
they
that's
were
the ending, or do you think Miles will say no?
I think Miles should say no. Miles, because if they kill Cap, which they probably will, because Marvel doesn't know how they can have 2 Captain Americas in the same universe because that confuses people, I guess. But Cap's going to be involved in that Generations thing. He has a one-shot with Sam. So maybe he won't die. Maybe he will. I don't know. I think they'll kill him because Marvel doesn't seem to do well with figuring out how to handle 2 characters that are the same trademark. They're not the same character. They're very different.
They're doing
versions.
okay with Hawkeye right now, but
yeah,
people
but
tend to forget about that.
yeah, because they're so separate, and the Cap books are tied in very closely with each other. But what Miles needs to say no. They need to end the book with Cap realizing what's gone wrong, and I really want the book to end with Steve broken and Zemo and Madame Hydra to get away, but before they get away, they correct everything, and they leave Steve on his knees in Washington D.C. saying, "Look what we made you do. You let us into your life, and we ruined you. We tore down everything you ever built. We destroyed the world, and you let us do it. Not only that, you helped us do it.
It's your fault.
It's your fault, Steve." And then they leave, and then Cap has to pick up the pieces. And of course, Cap's going to go to jail because he'll realize, I have to go to jail. I have to rewrite. I have to figure out what the fuck is wrong with my life. And I think that's a cool story. But they won't. They'll just kill him.
Well, hopefully someone at Marvel hears this podcast and they're like, "Oh, that sounds like a pretty cool idea."
I think it's chilling.
That is for free, Marvel, if you want it, right there. Nick Spencer, I almost said Dan DiDio, Axel Alonso, anyone who wants to listen.
It would be incredibly powerful to see Cap on his knees at the White House with Zemo saying, "Look what you did."
Yeah.
And then walking away. Zemo gets away.
I love Zemo so much.
It'd be amazing. It'd be so cool. I'm getting chills just saying it. It won't happen, though, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But it's free.
That's also one of the things I like about Zemo, and it's because like Red Skull is like, he's the bigger villain, but Zemo tends to be right some of the time, and it's scary.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing with Bucky, when Bucky was Cap. Ooh.
Zemo's terrifying.
Yeah, I love it.
Terrifying.